Alright, we're back here. We just parked here for a little bit. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to take another drive around. Gradually, surely but gradually, the conditions are getting a little bit worse. And we're going to take another tour around here in the town of Ludlow. And so far the plows haven't been out yet, so we'll just have to take to the fact that the roads are getting a little worse for the wear here. We're going to try something here. Instead of going, well, we're going to go through these blinking lights here, and we're going to take Sewell. And we're going to go on a secondary road right after that. So what we're going to do, once again, we're going to go down between 10 and 15 miles an hour going down this hill here. And just as a reminder, it's about 1:30 right now. We've been out for, I don't know, about 2 hours now. And so far so good. Now, you're going to come up to the left-hander here, slow down just enough where you don't jeopardize yourself or your vehicle. Just slowly but surely just crawl to just crawl to your left. And what we'll do here, we'll straighten out the camera here just a smidge. Now you see me, you heard me slide, right? When you heard the truck rev up a little bit, I was sliding just a little bit. But not enough to lose total traction. When you lose total traction, that's when you start gunning it, and that's when people start panicking, and that's not good either. Now, there's a stop sign coming up pretty soon here. We're gonna come up here. Now the same thing does apply with the lights. Just ever so slightly, just tap on your brake. Come to a complete stop. Look both sides. Make sure nobody's on the other side of the snowbank. The reason why I say this is not always you're going to have this problem. The problem that we had a couple weeks earlier is that we had anywhere between 20 and 23 inches of snow. I think it was 21 in the center of Ludlow, which is over by the church. With that being said, a lot of your vision is being interrupted by the snowbanks. Now you take this, you take this stop sign here. The snowbank here is about 4 feet high right now. You can barely see the top of a car right now. Right now we're going on a secondary road. We're going to see how this one goes. See, I'm sliding around just a little bit. Not too much, but I'm not risking it. And I think a lot of these, a lot of kids today, they're willing to risk it. Now, that's when your insurance gets up. It gets up to a certain level, and my insurance rate is at the bare minimum. I've had no accidents. I've had no tickets. My best advice to you is that if you are getting your license today, and if you have to go to work and the conditions of the road are just like this, they're horrible, just take your time. Leave a half hour early. And if you are late because of it, then that's how it's got to be. Now we're going to take a left here. This guy's turning. Just very slightly just start pulling. I just start pulling off. And right now we're going about 10 miles an hour, but I'm not gunning it. See how smooth this ride is? Now if you gun it like that, you ain't gonna go anywhere. You know, it's totally impossible to actually get somewhere. And in my belief is that, like I said earlier, you know, and I'm not taking any way, I'm not taking anything away from the driver's ed courses of today, and like, you know, in my case, it was well over 14 or 15 years ago. They don't put enough emphasis on driving in the snow. Like, well, when do you actually drive in the snow? Well, now we're doing it. You know, suppose if this was not 1:30 in the morning, this was 8 o'clock at night, or 6 o'clock in the evening. Well, you're gonna have to be, you know, you're gonna have to drive in the snow. You know, I don't know, there's a cloud directly behind me, I think. Yeah, he's running with the plow. I'm not going to gain my speed up for him. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over here on this next street here, which is Yale. I'm just going to let him go by. That was another plow. What we're going to do is we're going to run here and on the fresh piece of road here. That wasn't really a smart thing to do there. Actually, why is that? I don't know. Wow, that's kind of weird. Alright, we're gonna go through it. Okay, there we go. I had no choice in the matter. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn back around and let this guy go. We had actually, I rephrased that. I let the guy go by turning, which I didn't have to do, but I thought he was part of the town, and I decided to yield to him. What we're going to do here is, yeah. See, that's what happened. That was a perfect example right there of what not to do. I got into a little panic, and got into a little bit of a panic situation, and I missed my turn. So that was a mistake on my part. Now, as we come up here, I'm not sure where this is. Never been down here before, but this might be a dead end. Yeah, it is a dead end. Because that's the Mass Pike there, and we're just gonna make a U-turn here. This has already been plowed out already, at least once. Alright, we're gonna there's a lot of snow here right now. See, that's the track that we already did. Nobody had gone down this road since it started snowing. So just to let you know, we're following the same track. And unless somebody comes up on this side here, we're just gonna follow this track up to East Street again. See, that's why I always said don't panic, and I panicked. I fully admit I did panic at that turn, and that is what you're not supposed to be doing. So anyways, We're going to go back on East Street. We're going to head up on Miller, see how those roads are. Shouldn't be all too bad. And we'll cut the tape off. And it'll be time for me to actually do some shoveling around my driveway. It's gonna be an all-nighter for me anyway, so hope you guys enjoy this. I know I did. It's very slippery here now, very slippery. Right now, it looks like we got about 4.5, maybe 5 inches right now. Yeah, these guys weren't even plowing. I don't know why I pulled over for, all because of that. One thing I like to close with is that, like I said earlier, when I got my license in '96, which is, about 14 or 15 years ago, there wasn't much education. And the reason why I say this is because of what I had said earlier about not having much time behind the wheel, but experiencing all the elements that come with driving and how to be a responsible driver. There's one way of doing it. Well, there's actually a couple ways of doing it. One is not even going out, and two, if you have to go out, leave early. You can never go wrong about leaving early, especially if you have a commute, which is over 20 minutes. In my line of work, I used to do was over in South Deerfield. I had a 40-minute commute. And there was one time that I left my house. I had a 2 to 10, from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 10 at night, shift over there, and it took me 3 hours to get from Ludlow to Holyoke. And after all the aggravation that took place on the Mass Pike and everything else, I just decided just to turn back. And I should have never gone out that day, but nothing happened. But it was just one of those things, you know. You didn't know, like half my shift was gone by the time I got there. So I decided to call out and said, you know, hey, I'm not going to come in. That's one way of doing it. Another way is that, you know, nip it in the butt and leave a little bit early, you know. If you have to be there for another half hour before your shift, they're not gonna say anything, you know, because you got there on time, actually early, so they're gonna like you even more. Being tired, as you can tell. Driving out in this type of weather takes a lot out of you. There's a lot of things going on in your mind. Your concentration and stuff like that. When you concentrate a little too hard, you start getting a little burnt out, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm getting a little burnt out, and you should never feel this way when you're driving in the snow. Just do what you have to do, and you'll be okay. We got a lot of snow here right now. From the bridge, there's nothing here, then you go into the snow drift here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull onto Miller Street pretty soon. As soon as that happens, I'll stop the tape. But I'd like to thank you for seeing this. It was an honor and a privilege to bring this to you. And to all you young kids that are getting their license, I wish you the best of luck. And I hope this might have helped you out a little bit. But we're going to take a right-hand turn here. See if anybody's going this way. So we're going to go down here and we're going to cut this tape loose. So guys, have a good one. And I'll see you later.